In this video, I'm bringing you yet another epic, pun intended, product review. This time I am reviewing the brand new Epic All Day Stretcher version 2.
That sounds epic.
So this is an improvement over the original Best Extender All Day Stretcher, which I reviewed. Check out this video, and I was not very kind to it. I did not like it. There was a lot of things that I did not like about it. But Basim, the maker of the Epic, is not somebody that's just going to sit there and let me do a bad product review, I guess.
Spartans never surrender.
So he took a lot of the feedback that I gave on the original All Day Stretcher and made some improvements. So I took this bad boy and I went ahead and used it for several hours over several days.
Okay, let's try it out.
And I have a lot of thoughts on it. How does this compare with the original Best Extender All Day Stretcher and with my previous favorite, which is the Totalman All Day Stretcher? How does it compare? Well, in this video, I'm gonna go ahead and do a product overview, go through pricing. How does it compare in pricing with the Totalman one? And then I'm going to do an in-depth comparison between this one, the Totalman, and the original one. And I'm going to give you some of my thoughts and how it actually came to be my new favorite all-day stretchers.
Hot dog, we have a wiener.
Spoiler alert. So I'm going to go ahead. However, I do still think there are some improvements that can be made and that some lessons that still can be applied from the Totalman All Day Stretcher. So, and before we get started, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It's a small thing for you, but it means a lot to me. It really helps me stay motivated, and then all you have to do is just hit that subscribe button. In any case, it's going to be a very interesting video, so let's get started. All right, so first let's do a bit of a product overview. This is the Epic All Day Stretcher. Now keep in mind, I'm only reviewing the leg band. I'm not including reviewing the cups. I will mention some things, some quirks that I found out about using it with the Epic cups and how that it could work with the Totalman cups as well. Because I'll be doing a comparison between the Totalman one and the Epic All Day Stretcher. So keep in mind, this is just the leg band that I'm reviewing mainly. So in any case, the leg band for the Epic All Day Stretcher, this is the leg band only, is $129. So you compare that with the Totalman leg band, which is only $20. Now, I've heard that the Best Extenders here, you have free shipping. I'm not entirely sure. A big disclaimer, by the way, that Basim sent me this for free. So many thanks. But as always, I'm always super honest about everything that I review. So even if I get it for free, but just keep in mind, I did get this for free, so I didn't have to pay for it. So maybe I'm not feeling the weight of the price as much as maybe you would be feeling it, because $129 is a little bit high, I would say, especially when comparing it to $20, which is the all day leg band from Totalman. This is basically a bit of an overview. So it comes with the leg band. It has like this little hook, which I'll talk more about this, and it has this little line. These little lines are actually quite interesting because it tells you how much tension you're using, and that's not something that the Totalman one has. This is a big one. Basically, it's supposed to be different materials and all that, but it's essentially a leg band with a built-in scale, higher quality. So $20 versus $129. So it's quite a steep difference. So I won't chat too much about the price. Like I said, I don't know if I can make a call whether you should go with something that's like cheaper or not. I think that's going to be ultimately your call. But I will compare them and tell you how potentially, like, give you the choice whether you want to go with the cheaper one or is it worth it to go with the more expensive one. So with that being said, let's go ahead and do an in-depth review. This is the Epic Extender. So when it comes here to, what is the height? It is about 4 inches. So you can see it's 4 inches there. So in width, and it's made of like this like hard fabric, very tough. It seems like very good quality. So it essentially has this Velcro, right? Side, you have like this material, and you can see sort of some of the stitches here. I don't think that's a big deal. You have the Velcro part, and then you have this sort of like sticky part, which is a little bit more comfortable and stuff here. So essentially this wraps around your leg, and you put it around your leg, and then you put the Velcro on, and it basically goes like that. One thing that I highly recommend is that you sort of don't take the Velcro on and off, because as with anything, any product that's going to make your product wear off, and that goes for any all day stretcher band, leg band. So what I like to do is I just set it to a comfortable setting, and then I just kind of put my foot on it. I put my foot through it, So, which kind of brings me to the first sort of issue that I have with it, and that's that this part here, sticky. This part here is kind of sticky, and I'm a hairy dude, like especially my legs are pretty hairy, and it would grab onto some of my leg hairs. I'm sure you'll probably find some leg hairs here. So especially when I'm sliding it up, it grabs onto some of my leg hairs. Like it is kind of annoying because this part is kind of sticky. It's comfy, but I would like it where it's not sticky. So that's, I think, one potential improvement. Not a deal breaker for me. I still used it. I still put it on. So another thing that changed essentially is this little part here where the slack goes in is now at the bottom, which makes it a little bit more obvious that it's for the slack, which is fine. The little mechanism to sort of adjust how much the length of the cord, very easy to use. Find it very intuitive, not something that you're going to be messing around too much with. It's pretty easy to use. It holds pretty well. It does not sort of slide or anything like that. Very high quality. The quality seems very high as far as like all the stitching, and it doesn't seem going to come apart. Has this big font where it says like Epic, and this seems pretty high quality. Again, it's sort of stitches in here, not stitches, but I don't know anything about fabric, but it seems it's in the fabric. It's not like a sticker or anything like that. The most interesting part, of course, for me is the pounds here. So the Basim's video, when he's talking about it, says that every line is 1 pound. So we're gonna test that out right now. And then it has this little part where it attaches, like again, very high quality. Notice this has a little protector here that makes sure that this doesn't sort of wear off over time. Then it has this hook, which is fairly big, very high quality. So I would say. So let's go ahead and compare it to the old one and some of the improvements that I like, some of the things that I think can still be improved. So this is the original. I was not very kind to it. I did not like it for very many reasons. I'll start with some of the obvious ones. The fabric is a lot stiffer. So what would happen is you basically wear this, right? And when you apply the tension, this part here go up and this part will basically lift up. It lifts off like this, and then what you have is this really hard material digging into your leg. It was very, very uncomfortable because, as you can see, it basically kind of lifts it when you're pulling up. It lifts it, and then you have that hard material digging into it. What they did to sort of fix that a little bit is they moved this adapter here a little bit higher. So notice how on the new version, this is the new version here to the right, it's a lot higher than it was on the old one. So in the old one, basically you had that problem where it would dig in. The fabric is a lot more comfortable. That was my biggest gripe. The fabric was way too stiff, and this part will basically, as you apply tension, you would dig into it. It would dig into it. That was my biggest problem with it. It's a lot better. I will definitely say the fabric now is a lot more comfortable, but they haven't fully solved the problem where it still digs in. So if you're wearing it and you're applying tension, it's still going to slightly dig into your leg. So you're wearing it, and basically this is up, and then it's going to still slightly dig into your leg. So how does this compare with the Totalman one? So keep in mind, I mentioned this in my last video. I think this is ingenious from the Totalman one, because the Totalman one has like this little plastic thing here, and this sits basically against your leg. When you're applying tension, it's sort of like, it kind of goes like this, so it doesn't dig in. It sort of scoots up a little bit, sure, but I think honestly, that the Epic All Day Stretcher could really be better if they incorporated a design like this, so that this basically makes it impossible for it to dig into your leg. And this is more comfortable. Like, I'm just gonna be honest, like, it is more comfortable, but not by a lot. Like the new design made it a lot more comfortable. So, and the fact that it has a bigger surface area does make it more comfortable. Like, it does. The Totalman one is only about 1.5 inches in the width, or whatever this is, basically. And then the hook is a lot smaller here, and you can tell it's a lot bit lesser quality, right? There's no thing as like this has the Totalman logo. It has this plastic part. The cord, like for example, the cord just sort of ends off, like, whereas the Epic one has this little ends here at the end, that protector. The hook is just this little basic small clip, whereas this has a protector here and it's a much bigger clip. But hey, you're paying $20 for this versus $129 for the Epic. So I'm going to compare these two basically. I think it's similarly to comparing like the Epic extender, sorry, the best extender like V5 versus like the Hog extender, where I think if you're in a budget, it probably still makes sense to go with the Totalman. Unfortunately, it's just a really good bargain for $20. It's really good. It's really good, just like the Hog extender. Granted, and I have been using it a long time, and it's lasted quite a while. It is not high quality, but the biggest seller for me is definitely the built-in scale, which is something that the Totalman one does not. And if me, I would much rather buy an expensive extender that has a built-in scale than a cheap one that doesn't. And that's the ultimate sort of guidance for me. Like, and I will recommend that 1,000 times to anyone. Okay, I will recommend you to just get something that has a built-in scale any day over anything that doesn't. So especially if you're in the US, I don't think 129 is that much, honestly. But I'm a little bit older. I have a career and all that, so money is not really like a huge issue, at least for when it comes to that. In any case, the built-in scale is a game killer, absolutely. So let's go ahead and test it and see how accurate it is. So here I have two scales. So I have the fish scale here, and I have this little Totalman scale, which is actually just a cheap China one, but smaller, portable. You can get that. That's a Totalman product. But let's test it with my semi-expensive fish scale first, right? And see how accurate it actually is. So let it calibrate. Okay, it's under pounds. So it says the first line is 1 pound, right? You can see there, it's actually 2 pounds. Okay, and then I go to the next one. The next line, it's 3.3, 3.4 pounds. The next one, like 4.73, right? And then the next one, 5.9, and the last one, 7.6. So if you're using an all-day stretcher, you don't need to go beyond 3 pounds. So I keep mine at the second line, which I know is about 3 pounds. So I would say keep it at maximum at that second line, and really in between these two lines is perfectly fine. So it doesn't seem to be accurate what Basim was saying, that 1 pound, but it's fine. Like, I just maybe, I don't know, but it seems to be a little bit off. So just for the sake of completeness, let's do it with the second scale here. So first line, 1.92. So it's not like the error is not like extreme. And then 3.3, so it's higher. It's not just, I was expecting 1 and then 2 pounds. Maybe I misunderstood it something, but check out the product page for the latest information as to what the scale is. You can use this as a guiding principle to know that the first line is actually about 3 pounds, and the second one, know that the first one is actually about 2 pounds, and the second one is actually about 3.5 pounds or so. So just keep that in mind. And you can reference this video for that. If you have your own scale, even better. This is great. It has now honestly become my new all-day stretcher that I use all the time. I have the choice between the Totalman and the Epic one, and not caring about price. I'm using the Epic one because it's better quality. Because it's more surface area, it's more comfortable. A couple things I would still like to see improved in the V3 is the stickiness of this. I think like with leg hairs, and because I don't take off the whole Velcro, I slide it in because I wanted this to last, and it's just faster than taking it off and putting it on all the time. I think having something that doesn't grab the leg hair would be great. I think they still need to fix this, make it a little bit better, and mimic a little bit more of the Totalman one, whereas like it still sort of lifts and still sort of digs in. Is granted, because of the new softer material, it's not nearly as bad. It's comfortable, but I think it can still be better. So if you have a fish scale or any sort of way that you can measure the tension with your, say, like your Totalman one, you could probably use like this the cheap one that Totalman sells. This is like gets this from China. You could use something like this and have like a nice little digital with the digital scale. So you have like this little clip here, clips on here, goes here. I don't know if I should do a review on this little digital scale. I like it, I kind of don't like it. Let me know if you want me to do a quick review on that. Post a comment below. But you can get this from the Totalman site, but also a Chinese thingy. So anyways, and I have some problems with it because like it's not like the fish scale where like it locks at some point. So anyways, you can sort of use this to mimic that and figure out how much tension you're using if you do something like that. Again, I always recommend, so if you have something like this or you want to get it and you want to do all this, but I still think it's not ideal. I think like having something like this is just much easier, right? And the easier it is to put on and the easier to do all that, it's just, you're gonna do it more often. Just like when it comes to making YouTube videos, I have a super easy setup where I just turn it on and I'm ready to film. So I think it's the same way. Which brings me to my next topic, which is the cups. If you're getting the Epic All Day Stretcher, you're gonna want to use you can use the Totalman cups, or you can use the Epic cups. They're fine. So you can use it with this little clip here. I don't like this little clip here at all. I've been having to use it because I've been using I was just trying it out with the Best Extender V5. But I much highly prefer this little adapter. This cup adapter is amazing. I love this little cup adapter that you get. So here, just put this on, and basically, but again, this is why I hate this little valve here for always, like, you might accidentally release the tension if you like here, right? Like if you put it on here, like you might accidentally release the tension. But if you don't put a force on it, it's fine. So this is essentially my setup. So basically, after I'm done extending and I want to take a nap or I want to use it, I'll go ahead and put this on, and I know how much tension exactly I'm applying by putting it to one of these lines. I know exactly how much tension I'm applying. The Epic cups are great. That's one of the things that I really do like, except for this little release valve. I hate that. I'm gonna be honest, like it gets in the way all the time. Otherwise, they're great, and I use the Epic cups every day now. All in all, it's a great leg band. It's a great all-day stretcher. Is it worth the price? I don't know. I think like having a built-in scale is really the killer thing. Could you maybe do a workaround with the Totalman one? Possibly, if you can figure out how to use a scale and all that, but it's gonna be a lot more work, and sometimes you're paying for the convenience. I guess if you ask me, would I pay for this? But I also I have a decent job that I think $129 is not like a whole lot, but if you are in a budget, maybe you want to double think it. I think it can still get some good improvements. I think maybe I will check the website for the accuracy for the values of the scale. But this is killer. This is really all you need. So check out this video I do an in-depth review of all-day stretchers. But essentially, you want to do between 2 and 3 pounds, and you want to do that for like many hours, but like at least more than 4 hours, and you're gonna gain. Absolutely guaranteed that you're gonna gain. Like if you do like 6 hours every single day and you wear an all-day stretcher, you're gonna gain. It's super, like, I think this is super comfy, and you can wear it under the pants and all that. It's fine. It's a good one. One thing that I'm still trying to figure out is how to much easier apply the cups without having to tape, without trying to get any blisters. So that's another thing that I'm gonna try out, and I'll make a video of it when I figure it out. I'm just scared of like getting a blister, even though it's a much lower tension. It's also a lot longer time. So that's something I'm trying to figure out, how to better put this on without having to tape, so that it's just something that you just put on and being a lot more consistent. So overall, I think it's a good product. I think if you have the money, it's definitely the best one out there, mainly because of the quality and the built-in scale. I think what can be improved is the stickiness of this inner thing and the location of this, so that it still doesn't dig in. And if that improves, I think it's pretty much hands down the best one, and it's already the best one. But the price is pretty steep. It's the only sort of thing that's kind of makes me hesitate just a tiny bit. So in any case, here you go. So this is in my PE box, and something that I essentially is my go-to leg band these days. So with that being said, let's move on to our final thoughts. And there you go, another Epic product review. So next on the list, Steam did send me the Epic Extender V5, which I'm looking forward to. I've been trying it out. I haven't had enough hours on it to give you a good review on it. I also have tried out the upgrades to the Epic Extender, which are actually, because I got it like an early version, I needed some upgrades, so I got the upgrades, and I've been trying it out, so I have a lot of thoughts on that. So that's coming up. Keep in mind that Basim also gave me a coupon code for you guys, which is 20% off, which is the maximum amount, because I get 0 commission. I'm not in it for this money, like for the money. Again, this is a hobby for me. This is fun. Many thanks to all the manufacturers that send me free stuff. And when I want to get something real bad, like I'll just buy it and I'll use my own money. So I don't care about the commissions. Maybe as the channel grows, maybe that'll change. But for now, I don't want any commissions. I don't want any affiliates, none of that. I want to keep the channel as pure as possible for as long as possible. And again, that may change, especially as the channel grows. I think it's only obvious that I may want to make a little bit of money here and there. In any case, take advantage of it. Take advantage of that coupon code. I'm going to put it down in the description. So it's 20% off of anything from the website. And I get 0 commission, and that way you guys get the maximum discount. So in any case, keep an eye out for the more reviews coming up from the best. I'm doing the Best Extender 5. I'm doing the PE trainer app from Basim. I'm doing tutorials for it because it's very popular. So I want to do, we get a lot of questions on the getting bigger forums about it, so I want to do a lot of tutorials like routines, taping up, and all that good stuff. I think the all day stretcher is super interesting, and as I mentioned, one of the things that I want to figure out how to do is use it more easier with a cup. Like I want to get a nice cup where it's such a pain to tape up, and not as maybe that you can also pee with it and all that. So I'm trying to solve all that. So if you have any ideas, post the link, post your messages down below, and give me ideas as to how I can make it a little easier. Maybe the water trick is the way to go. I don't know. And with such low tension, maybe don't even tape at all. I'm just scared of doing it because I don't want no blisters. It's been years since I've gotten a blister. So in any case, I have all these super cool product reviews coming up. So check out this other videos which may be relevant to you. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Peace.